Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a repertoire video on Schubert's Music for Piano Four Hands, complete sets. It's actually a mini repertoire video because there are only 3 boxes of them, that I have, and I think that basically that represents what's available pretty well. There have been innumerable recordings of the four-hand repertoire, considering individual works, things like the Fantasy in F minor or the Grand Duo, and even the Divertissements on French and Hungarian themes. You know, those pieces, the March Militaire, da 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 da, yeah da 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 ba ba da. That was actually a Boy Scout song when I was a kid. I'm not going to sing it for you. My brothers actually sang it. It was not in my Boy Scout era. But anyway, some of this music is incredibly well known. A lot of it is unknown. And here are the 3 sets that we're going to be talking about. Yes, I actually keep them right behind me, right up there, because I just love this music. And it's like, I don't know, it makes me feel good. And it would make you feel good too. I'm sure it would. I have an itch. Cats running around. Oh my goodness, they're killing me. Okay, let's get to the point here. First and foremost, we had this. Well, not foremost because it's not the best set. I mean, they're all equal. Let's get to the bottom line. They're all good, really good, wonderful, in fact. And you can get any of them with complete satisfaction. I don't have a however choice. It's only 3. But it's repertoire that we have to get to know. And we're going to talk about the repertoire when we get to the last set. But historically, first, Tal and Groethuysen. Groethuysen on Sony. They all have 7 discs. They all have the same music in them. It's a very, sort of refined niche in the classical music universe. And these were wonderful. We had them over at the Cannes Classical Awards to play the F minor Fantasy and some other things like that. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. Terrific, terrific piano duo. The problem is, well, the advantage was they were on Sony, and back in the day when Sony mattered and they were doing all kinds of cool stuff, it was like a great thing. It was. But then they're on Sony, and Sony is a major label, and they go in and out of print, and I think this is out of print. I really do. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen it in a while. So it's pity, because it was excellent. However, there's the however. The wonderful thing about Schubert music for piano 4 hands is that there are a lot of really terrific piano duos running around out there. Thank God. And they record for small labels. And small labels tend to keep things in print. Hence the other 2 boxes in this video. If you can't find Tal and Groethuysen, or actually you should get these anyway. The other one is Goldstone and Clemmow on Divine Art. An absolutely first-class production. These were actually recorded, in 1999, but released on Divine Art in 2017. So they've been around for a bit. Probably they were private recordings. They are absolutely first class. This is a wonderful piano duo. They've done all sorts of things for Divine Art. The 4-hand arrangements of symphonies and orchestral music. They did Tchaikovsky's 4th, I believe, and Scheherazade and stuff like that. They've got a wonderful discography, and they are really, really worth looking into. One of the funny things about piano duos, of course, is that they don't get the attention that soloists get, because there are 2 of them. It always looks odd to see 2 people seated at a piano bench, banging on one keyboard. 2 pianos is kind of better because, it's more imposing physically. You got these 2 jumbo things with people at both ends. But when they're sort of snuggled in there like this and their hands are doing this, and so, for some reason, there's something a little circusy about it. It looks a little bit like when you and your little sister or brother were playing chopsticks together. Remember that? So when it went do 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 and you went wah 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 wah. So, it's unintentionally comical, but the music, of course, is absolutely fabulous. And it requires extraordinary artistry in terms of things like, balance and, attention to texture, because piano four-hands can sound horribly thick. Schubert, of course, was a master of the medium. He knew what he was doing. But it's still, there's artistry, serious artistry involved, and these people have it. So that's that box. And then most recently, the Geister Duo came out with the complete works for piano four hands on Mirare. The Geister Duo is David Salmon and Manuel Vieillard. Oh my goodness, this is just wonderful stuff. And they play sensationally well. I mean, they really do. The differences between these performances are really pretty minimal. Tal and Groethuysen, however you pronounce it, they have maybe a little bit more sort of rubato. These guys are a little swifter and a little bit more rhythmically punchy, and Goldstone and Clemmow also maybe a little more intimacy. I don't know. I listen to them and I'm just enraptured by the whole thing. That's me. And they have a lovely little thing at the back here that says, encompassing the trends of the era and the inimitable soul of a composer at the dawn of Romanticism, Schubert's four-hand piano works unveil the relationships that the composer nurtured with society and his circle throughout his life. The Geister Duo presents a rare, complete recording of this essential repertoire, and it is essential repertoire, throwing light on the, quote, artistic ambitions and private sentiments of he who always sought to express matters of the heart and of friendship, unquote. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that give you just like a warm and snuggly feeling? Well, the music kind of does that. Schubert's four-hand music is like that. So I wanted to review this separately, but Jed beat me to it and published an excellent review over at classicstoday.com. Actually, he wrote the review. I published it, so there it is. And, oh, wow, yes, you can go over there and read his review. But I want to go through this box and just tell you what the repertoire is, because it really should be part of your life, part of your collection. It's so beautiful. It really is. So let's look and see. We've got a nice little bookie with excellent notes. And it begins with, oh, yes, the Grand Sonata in B-flat major, Deutsch 617. It's a wonderful work. Absolutely marvelous. It's on a fairly large scale, around 18 minutes long and 3 movements. Beautiful, first-class Schubert, and very, very unknown. Then we've got the Grand March Héroïque. Well, this sucker is 15 minutes long. Some of these pieces are very long. They have a lot of repeats. I mean, in order to play them artistically, you've got to be able to, maintain the interest. But, you do. They do. And all these people do. The Geister Duo really does. Then you've got the 8 variations on a French song in E minor, Opus 10. It's actually Deutsche 624, and the F minor Fantasy. So there you go, Deutsch 940, which is, of course, one of the extreme masterpieces of the keyboard literature for however many hands. It's absolutely stunning and passionate and moving and thrilling and all of that stuff. So disc 2, there's another fantasy, the G major Fantasy, Deutsch 1. Schubert must have been like 3 when he wrote it. I mean, it's Deutsch 1. It's early and it's fabulous. It's an adagio, a march, and an allegro. And it's a big sucker, 23 minutes long. My God, the march is 10 minutes. It's a major thing. And if you're wondering what Deutsch 1 was, this is it. It's here. So you give it a shot. Then we've got the March Militaire, Opus 51. Oh, my goodness, we all love those. And the Divertissement on French motives, which is fabulous. Both of these pieces should be orchestrated. They're wonderful, wonderful 3-movement works, 30 minutes long. I mean, major pieces. And nobody knows them particularly well. They've been very nicely recorded. In recent years, the Divertissement sort of caught on, and people have done them. Okay, disc 3. There's an overture in F major for Ländler. There's a lot of nice little dance pieces in the four-hand music. These are charming. One of them's only 29 seconds. They're 8 bars basically repeated, and that's about it. The Grand Funeral March in C minor. It's 11 minutes. 6 polonaises, and these are big pieces, some of them. They are multi-pieces. If you listen to Chopin's polonaises, you should listen to Schubert's polonaises. They're all very polonaisey. Then we've got variations on an original theme in A flat, which was his Opus 35. You know, a lot of these pieces actually did get published in Schubert's lifetime because there was a domestic market. You know, so he could write for that market, and good for him. Disc 4, Allegro Moderato and Andante, Deutsch 968. That's very, very late, yes? The duo Lebensstürme in A minor. Well, that's a big sucker. And that's 11 minutes of Sturm und Drang. There's a fugue from the very end of his life, Opus Posthumous, actually, D952, only 3 minutes. 2 characteristic marches. March for Children, the Fantasy in C minor, D48, which is 13 minutes. See, these are big works. I give the timings because I want you to understand that it's like major music. They're not like, yeah, the dances are light and fluffy, which is nice. They make a nice contrast. But a lot of these pieces are like really serious big pieces. And they definitely are worth getting to know. Then there's the Rondo in A major, another 11 minutes sucker. Disc 5, the Grand Duo. Well, the Grand Duo is really a symphony that Schubert never orchestrated. The texture is not pianistic. Tovey wrote a very good essay, by the way, on the Grand Duo, where he explains exactly why it should have been orchestrated. And it was orchestrated by a bunch of people. Joachim did one. Weingartner did one. It's worth hearing in the orchestral guise. But the piano original is also a lot of fun. I have to confess, I enjoy it tremendously. And it's 40 minutes, some months. It's a big symphonic thing. It's a symphony, in 4 movements, without a question. Then there's the Rondo in D major and 4 more polonaises, Deutsch 599, and variations on a theme taken from the opera Mirare by Ferdinand Herold. I love variation pieces. I just love them. They're so much fun to listen to. Disc 6 begins with a big one, variations on an original theme with an introduction in B flat major, which was Opus Posthumous 82, number 2, Deutsch 968A, which is also Deutsch 603. See, the more numbers it has, the better it is. Not necessarily. 6 grand marches. These are huge. This is like major stuff. The first one's 9 minutes. 1, 2, 3 of them are more than 9 minutes. One of them is 14 minutes. One of them's 8 minutes. The shortest one is 6:23. This is like major stuff. Liszt orchestrated some of these pieces, by the way. He edited them and cut them down a little bit, but he did some orchestrations of these Schubert marches that are great fun. They ought to get played once in a while. They really should. 3 heroic marches. Also big stuff. 20 some odd minutes for 3 marches. Fantasy in G minor, Deutsch 9. It's another early Deutsch. Yes, it's only 6.5 minutes long. Then there's the Divertimento on Hungarian themes. Oh, God, I love this piece. It's absolutely fabulous. And it's also more than half an hour, 32 minutes. These are epic. Major. They're for people who had a lot of time on their hands sitting at home. Okay, whatever the reason. Schubert did not stint. He really gave his full effort. And finally, there's just a little German dance with 2 trios and 2 Landler, Deutsch 618, which is 6 minutes and 38 seconds, and that's the end of disc 7. So as you can see plainly, it's a major undertaking to record all of it. It was a major project of Schubert to write all of it and to play it as well as the Geister Duo does. This is the most recent one, but like I said, it's excellent. But so are Goldstone and Clemmow on Divine Art, and so is the duo Tal and Groethuysen on Sony, if you can still find it. This is repertoire that belongs in every collection. It is gorgeous and fun. It runs the gamut from really serious, big, epic things to the lightest, zaniest, most charming things that Schubert did. It's all in there. It really is. It's a fabulous legacy. So give it a shot if you have a chance. You owe it to yourself. You really do. And any of these sets will do you really well. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.